So there was an Indian flag at the Capitol Hill
There
while
was.
this whole protest is going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, repeatedly everyone just keeps saying that. Dude, there's an Indian flag. There's an Indian flag. Yeah, that's not a good thing. Indian flag should be there.
No, the question
Well,
is, what
no,
was that
but
guy thinking?
there is a, I mean, the Venn diagram that intersects Bhakts and these nut jobs on the right side in the US is fairly strong.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's not, there's not a lack of commonality there, right? I mean, like you know I think about
So
15 to 17% of Indian origin people voted for Trump.
15 to 70.
Yep.
Yeah, something like that. It was 15, 17%, 20%, something like that.
no, but rather than that, what you're saying is that the reverse secularism is a great movement in humanity. That we have that option, that
Yep.
people, like-minded people, for us on the side of evil or whatever, are together. Despite
It's,
color, caste, race, and that's good. That's
yeah.
at least some sort of humanitarian approach.
Well, I mean,
That's globalization.
there's commonality of hatred, right? I mean, like both of
Yes,
them hate
that's how
Muslims. So
that's how the Axis. Yeah, there you go. And immigrants. That's how the Axis powers came together. All the allies, for that matter. So
Yeah.
that's good. So people should look at the good in the bad. Is what I'm saying. You can
Yeah.
unite, become like Benetton, but just your philosophies are diverse. What was the line that you used again? Comedians, TWM,
comedying while Muslim.
Comedy.
comedy while Muslim, comedy while Muslim. Yeah, oof. Ouch. Really.
Uh,
I mean, honestly, that should be included if they want to put him in jail. Since
Yeah.
that's the only actual fact which is true. That
Yeah.
he's Muslim and he did comedy. Everything else is a lie. It's a complete made-up sham.
Yeah.
And if social distancing is a crime, then come to our shoot, for example. I mean, are you really following it? I mean, there are 40 people in just one big room.
Yeah.
Oh God. might be 39, and we can do the show longer.
Right.
All right.
This one last thing on this. The one of the women who was shot, the first woman who got reported when the news was out that
Yeah.
one woman has died.
One person dead.
Yeah, she was a U.S. Air Force veteran. So already, like even in the Air Force and even in their own like institutions, within their institutions, there's actual doubt that the election has actually been stolen and not just some fabrication by the Trump campaign. So again, that's so
Yeah, but you know, whether
dangerous.
she's a veteran or not is not really important. I'll tell you why. Because if you look back from a perspective, we're all supposed to be human beings. But when you do ridiculously stupid things, you were still a human being once. Hitler was a human being once. Mussolini was a human being once. I'm not sure about Kim Jong-un because he looked like that as a baby. But everybody else were human beings once. So I think there's no point trying to humanize the person and say, but they're a veteran, patriot. Pointless.
Bal Narendra. was
Exactly.
also-
Oh, please go to another podcast. Ours celebrates beauty in all its glory, left and right.
But talking of this woman, right? I mean, like she was one of the people who stormed the Capitol, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, like I again,
Aggressively.
aggressive, so I support protests, right? But this was not protest. This was not protesting, right?
It's an attack.
Right.
It was attack. We were talking about this right before we started, right? I mean, like there have been a bunch of so as you all know, I see everything from the NBA lens, right? So two quotes I'll give you from NBA people.
You must, because
Yeah.
the three of us live and die for basketball. As we call it in Bihar, basketballs.
No, but so one of the coach for the Philadelphia 76ers, my team, Dr. Rivers, one of the most well-known coaches around. He basically asked the question that, can you imagine if this was a bunch of black people who had stormed the Capitol like this and what the response would have been?
Yeah.
Right. So I think that is a interesting point, and I think that we can all imagine what would have happened there, right? The other one that I saw was Draymond Green is a player from the Golden State Warriors, and he mentioned the fact that don't call them protesters, because calling them protesters is disrespectful to people who are actually protesters,
Yes.
non-violent
Yeah.
protesters, people
Right.
who don't do this, right?
Yeah.
These are terrorists, and they are terrorists because what they are doing is they're rioting, they're terrorizing the entire body of Congress, right? I mean, like you're talking about all the senators, all the congressmen had to be evacuated from the Capitol.
Yes.
That's insane.
There are pictures of the Republican senators removing their pistols.
Yep.
We're killing at the wrong time. We're killing our own movement. Sorry.
This is season finale level stuff, dude. Like, you can't write.